What's up, high and logical? It has literally been 4 months, close to five, I think, since I've made a video. I've taken this time to really tune myself with my skills to really get comfortable with school. School is a really odd place to really be in right now, especially since I've been adulting for 8 years. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been making sure to try to get ahead of my work. I've been making sure to stay consistent in my work. I've been making sure to stay on top of the game because that is what I'm here for. I'm not here to screw around. I'm not here just to kind of just see, well, fuck around and find out. We'll see what happens. But my major has really opened a lot of different perspectives. It has really opened a lot of tools for me to utilize for myself when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to being able to tune my communication skills, when it comes to being able to understand business without taking business courses. I get to understand business at a whole new level. PR has really helped a lot, and I really don't think that it's a coincidence that I picked PR just because that everything that I'm learning seems like I can apply it to YouTube. Everything that I'm learning seems to I can apply it to my goals. I can apply it to a lot of different things. I've really, really enjoyed what I have been learning. So why I'm doing this video right now is because this is my practice video, right? I'm supposed to be doing a video for my class, and then it's called a multimodal uh, design project. So I'm supposed to take a past thing that I did in class. I'm supposed to revamp it, give it a whole new idea, give it a whole new meaning, or maybe just delve into it a little bit deeply. So the topic that I did for that was a personal narrative of going to school at my age, at 25. I emphasized, the some of the misconceptions that we have for when it comes to what college is. I emphasized about of how even for me being 25 that I was terrified of being able to come to school. I'm thinking like, I know that I may or may not have a mental advantage when it comes to life experience compared to people who do attend school. Um, there are just a lot of things that I really covered in that, and especially with majority of people who maybe have watched my videos, me even being able to have to better myself, be in a better position to communicate more properly, be in a better position to actually look at myself and see my own value, be able to tell my story in a really good way, but also understand of why I am telling people this story in the first place. That is what school has taught me. Why am I giving out these messages? That's a constant thing that I wonder every time when I'm doing something that requires of YouTube, TikTok, or anything like that. Why am I doing this? So I really feel, as may have already said, that it really has broadened my perspective of what I can do. It really has opened up a lot of doors, has opened up a lot of opportunities. I've been taking the time to step into some things on the side that involve PR. I do something for my fraternity. I am in a fraternity, and the reason why I picked a fraternity was just because that I feel that it helped with discipline. Sometimes I still do lack discipline, but I know that I'm not the only one that lacks discipline. We all have our bad days where we really just don't feel like doing the things that we do need to be doing. But the discipline is what keeps me going. Getting caught up with my schoolwork, making sure that I stay on top of it is the discipline. Making sure I get that stuff done before I do anything else, because that is the reason why I'm here, is to learn to educate myself. The thing is with school, though, is that my street smarts are way, way too on top of things here. When I even notice that there are things I'm like, why are we doing this? This almost seems a lot more work than it really needs to be. Now, granted, some of the assignments are pretty much examples. They're pretty much like supposed to be lessons for you to understand of what you are learning so you know how to apply it. I understand that part. I really do. Yet, some of the assignments that I feel like that we are doing are just completely fucking pointless. Like, oh my god. When I know that sometimes that my professor hasn't graded any of the stuff that I have turned in a couple weeks ago, maybe a month, I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, why did I do it? I had so many other things to do that day. Why was I having to make sure that I do all this assignment? But regardless, to stay on top of it, I mean, I can't really say that there really is anything wrong with the curriculum here. I love the curriculum. What really stresses me out the most about school is just because that I can't adult, right? Like I know how to adult. I've been adulting, having my own house, cleaning my own house, whatever, having a job, paying my bills. That being in a place that doesn't really require me to do all that is very odd. I'm so used to having to make sure that I keep up on my bills every freaking month. I still have bills, but they're a lot less frequent. I'm not paying bills that often compared to when I'm living on my own. But when I know that I've been adulting for so long, and now that I transition into this thing that where all this school pretty much takes up a majority of my what would be considered my work time of what I'd already be working every day. My homework takes another 4 hours. It takes another 3 to 4 hours for me to be able to get stuff done. So then I'm like literally sitting at my desk till about 6, 7. Sometimes I do kind of feel like when I was already trying to unburden, I feel like I've also just pretty much just replaced it all, but yet I'm still at the same feeling of a lot going on. The main thing that really does stress me out about school is pretty much the finances. And I think anybody could really probably agree with that when it comes to how much school costs, how much time we are investing into it, to where time is pretty much money in college. And that's why you really have to utilize it the best way that you can. But when my street smarts are also telling me you need to be a lot more smarter about this, I need to start thinking a little bit more. I may have gotten a little overboard of where I went to school just because I'm from out of state. The tuition is probably like triple than what it is to even be in state. But that's not the reason why I picked it, for the money. But the thing is, considering that the money is constantly overwhelming me all the time, that I feel like I need to get a grip on it. I've been doing my best to make sure I get ahead on it. I talked to a financial advisor just so I could understand of what it would be to do half-time. If I only wanted to do maybe like 4 credits a semester, if I wanted to do 6, if I wanted to do 8 instead of full-time, like I've put that on the table for options. But I also need to be able to take the time, like take into consideration, do I want to be doing school for more than 4 years? I mean, as long as I get it done, I don't really think that it's really a problem. But I'm still working the kinks out. I have another meeting with my academic advisor so I can hopefully get a full-blown answer to this, But besides, I guess, school, it's pretty much just like having to keep myself on track. I've done a lot of mental work over the last year, if you may or may not know. If you want to, go watch my other videos. You can kind of tell like my little transition of where I was kind of hitting like my spiritual aspects, which I still keep them, but they're on a lot less notable thing that I'm constantly bringing up. I haven't really been meditating a lot. I haven't really been taking the time for myself. Probably why I haven't even done a video in 4 months, because I feel like I still have no time. With all the mental work that I've still been doing, that I gained, it almost feels like it kind of lacks now. It almost feels like I am having all these insecurities that I've had, over the years, or even ones that I haven't thought of in years, to all of a sudden now be brought back up to the surface. So I started therapy, and therapy is definitely not what I was thinking about it to be at all. I was really just kind of expecting this whole, like, yeah, we're going to delve into like all these traumas and we're going to see what happens. No, that's not actually what happened at all. We bring up traumas, but the thing is, during my therapy sessions, it's more about what I can do for myself. The tools that I'm gathering from therapy was just pretty much just to conquer my overthinking. And honestly, I love it. Like, I was not expecting it to be so self-centered on some of the things about what I'm doing, rather than the things that have affected me, rather than the specific concepts that I have gone through, with specific contexts. None of that really matters, except for me just to kind of get my mental straight, to get my overthinking on a lower scale, to make sure that I'm actually reading or noticing the space in between my thoughts, instead of having to build and build and build and build on my thoughts. That's pretty much just kind of been the big thing when it comes to mentally. And to be honest, I still struggle. I definitely can't say that I'm 100% every day, but I can at least try to do my best. I want to make sure that I show a good adult image to a lot of these younger people, because I can definitely tell that some of the boys in my fraternity definitely look up to me, at least in some way. Maybe it could just be on age or wisdom. I really have no idea. But when I also have felt in moments of time where I'm like, why am I here? I feel like nobody can relate to me. And then I talk to people and they're like, oh, it's nice to have you here. A lot of the guys really appreciate you being here. And so like it's a really big back and forth. Really been having to try to balance the scales. Really been having to make sure that I know what to prioritize. So that's been a odd thing to have to understand. Again, to do it all in a new way is to understand what my priorities are. School teaches you time management. They give you tools for time management, but how you want to do it is still all based around yourself. It's still all based around how you want to make sure that you can do the best that you can on your time, on your regiment, by still getting everything done. But that's the thing that I feel like school lacks. Like, they give you the tools. They're like, yeah, you can use these, but you still got to figure it out. But then they also expect you to do all these things too in the middle of it, while you're trying to situate your mental, your physical, your education, and your job, to where it's like you're teaching these kids to try and understand time management, but yet you're still making it harder for them to understand how they can build a schedule. It's not that kids can't do it. It's not that other people can't do it. It's not that I can't do it. There's just a weird way I think that I may be going about it, and some other people who also might be struggling of trying to understand their time management. Time management is not something that you just learn in one class. No, time management is something that you learn throughout your lifetime. It is a life skill. I don't really think it is something that you learn as an academic skill. Potato, potato. But some people might agree, some people might disagree. But that's just how I'm seeing it right now. But when I'm having to make sure that I know what I can prioritize, it's either, do I work on school? Do I work on my mentality? Do I work on my goals, YouTube, or anything else that may pertain to that? I've even been picking up on music just because it's something that keeps my brain occupied, something that deters me from going to have to think that I need to think about school all the time. What are my assignments? What do I need to do next? Now, considering that I'm doing this video as a practice video for a class assignment, I think it's a win-win. I'm taking this time to where I knew I needed to practice. That's why I'm doing some practice. But I knew that I also needed to take the time to show my communication skills and show what I have learned, so that I know how to apply it in my videos. So I know how to apply it when I want to make a thumbnail. And that's what I really am grateful for when it comes to school, is how much that it has taught me, of how much I can really apply to it. But sometimes I do miss my home. I do miss like the home that I built for myself. Sometimes I do miss my job, but I can definitely say I feel a lot less stressed out than being in the kitchen 24/7. So that definitely feels nice. But yet it's like, it's weird having to kind of go through these phases again. I have to make new friends. I have to make myself a new home. I have to build myself, not really build myself, I guess, show a foundation to others that I have built for myself. And it's been shaky, but I definitely can't say that it's been crumbling down. So I see that as good progress. But now it just needs to make sure that I can keep it on the right path, that I can still do everything that I want to do, but not have to make it too complicated for myself, but also not stress myself so much to where I have all these options and have all these things that are on my plate, just to make sure that I can figure out how to do it step by step, day by day. That's at least something that I know that I've taught myself over this last year alone, is that I do need to take it step by step. Don't worry about everything else. Don't worry about what other people are doing. It's about what I'm doing. That's why I don't really go out and do anything. Like, I'm literally here doing homework because that's what I want to focus on. I don't want to go focus on parties. I don't really think that I really need to focus myself heavily on finding women. You know, that's not a priority to me. My priority has always been trying to succeed. My priority has always been making sure that I can be the best that I can be, show my creative aspect with YouTube or music, and just be me, you know? And that's a big thing that I feel I'm continuously growing on when I'm here at school, that I'm still building me, but I'm also building it for a better foundation for people that are around me too. But that's how, at least for how I've been able to think about it. So I hope you have enjoyed this little practice video. I didn't really think that I was going to go too crazy. I didn't really want to make it too long. And to be honest, with my time mark that I'm hitting right now, I'm actually hitting a little bit over 4 minutes than what I was actually supposed to. My max video that I'm supposed to be doing is only supposed to be 10 minutes. And I'm supposed to emphasize a lot of this stuff right here. I have a little bit of a script, but it's for my video. But I figured I'd use it just for at least this practice video, just because that these are the things that I definitely want to emphasize. Knowing how to time manage, knowing how to set good goals and have motivation and discipline to achieve them, and make sure that they are also priorities, but also balance all my priorities at once. But also know that even no matter how much I accomplish, no matter how much I get done, I still gotta look out for me. I still gotta think about how I'm gonna work, how am I gonna do all these things, but make sure that I can still get all my stuff done. Coming in at 25 is not at all what I expected, but nor did I really know what to expect. So in that case, it's pretty much just me having to face me, make sure that I'm not really like bullshitting my way through, and know that I'm doing it confidently with as much aspiration and drive and motivation that I can give. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. My next video for my project will be on Friday because that's when it's due. I'm going to post it on YouTube anyway because it's like, why not? But I'm also going to try to hopefully blow it out of the water a little bit with this editing program that I have, since I get Adobe through school. So I also find that as another win. I also get Photoshop too. So hopefully we can make something creative, but it's only some new stuff. I don't even know how to run Adobe Premiere, like, for the life of me. So we'll figure it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys soon with my new video on Friday.